And as Singapore progresses, we must ensure that our vulnerable members are not left behind. These are high and aspirational goals, but I'm confident we can achieve them because of our people and our spirit. While we should never rest on our laurels, how we have overcome past challenges as a nation provides inspiration and strength for how we shall face the future together. Singapore has many strengths, but our biggest strength is our people. And this is why one of the best investments the government can make is in education, to give every child the best possible start in life, to give equal opportunities for all to make the most of their lives, to give those who do not succeed at first a second and even a third and fourth chance to make good. Many MPs have spoken on education. I think this is an area where everyone is an expert because everyone has a view often shaped by their own personal experiences and the experiences of their children. I have visited many schools over the past few months, and I readily acknowledge that we do not have a perfect education system. We do not have all the answers, and there will always be things we can do to improve. Indeed, I've listened to many of the suggestions that members gave, and I'm sure more will come in the next few days, which MOE will study carefully. We are determined to raise the quality of all our preschool centers, to make every school a good school, and to provide opportunities for all. Looking at how our education system has evolved over the years, I believe any objective observer will agree that there has been a vast improvement. The rigor of our education system is robust, and the standard that we have attained is first-rate. We have high peaks and high averages. Much is owed to our school leaders and teachers, for they are capable, motivated, and passionate. Our whole philosophy towards education has evolved. Our teachers are not just focusing on content and knowledge. They are getting our young to think independently, to explore with confidence, and to pursue their passions. They are imbuing them with character and values so that our children grow up into stout-hearted, upright adults. Our schools are doing many things to spark the interest and passion of our children for learning. Ping Yi Secondary School encourages their kids to experiment with new products during their design and technology classes in order to develop their thinking and problem-solving skills. One parent of an N-level student had this to say about the curriculum. "My son loves what he is doing. Tasting success has given him a newfound confidence. Now he is so much more motivated and self-directed that I don't have to nag him about his work. It has been quite a transformation, and I'm very pleased." This is what education should be about, and this is what we are seeking to achieve in every class, level, and school. We all know that education is more than filling a pail with knowledge. It is to light a fire in our young people. With the right education, both at home and at school, our children will not only be equipped with skills, but will also be fired up to do great things. For this to happen, we all need to change our mindsets, to embrace a broader definition of success and the many pathways to achieve this. Beyond schools, we will create more progression avenues for post-secondary education. We are continuing with the expansion of the university sector to meet the rising aspirations of young Singaporeans, especially polytechnic upgraders seeking a degree. Next year, the new Singapore University of Technology and Design will take in its first batch of students. The Singapore Institute of Technology will also have new programs with overseas universities. So I'm happy to inform the House that we can expect an increase of 1,000 university places, all for Singaporeans, in 2012. Thereafter, there will be an increase of another 1,000 more places over the next few years. And beyond that, the Committee on University Education Pathways, which I chair, is gathering feedback and studying ways to have more university places for Singaporeans. I know that there's a great desire amongst young people to get a university education, but there are many good students who prefer a hands-on, practice-based environment. And these students recognize that the degree is not the only route to achieving one's dreams. One example is Mr. Darren Nathan, who graduated from Ngee Ann Polytechnic in 2000. He commercialized the IT technology he developed during his studies and started a company with venture funding from several sources, including the co-founder of Skype. Darren has been so engrossed in his work that he has deferred his degree studies for the past 10 years. So we will increase our investments in the polytechnics and new ITE colleges to provide even more opportunities for people like Darren. The more we invest in good education for our people, the better we enable them to excel in the workplace and to maximize their potential. Across all industries, employers are looking for people who are inquisitive, prepared to learn, adaptable, creative, and innovative. Even in the military, job requirements are changing. In the past, the emphasis was on discipline and regimentation. Today, soldiers at every level have to be trained and empowered to respond to unpredictable situations on the ground. Many members would be aware that our soldiers have been in Afghanistan to support the multinational stabilization and reconstruction effort. Last year, the SAF deployed a weapon locating radar, a detachment with this weapon locating radar to provide early warning for the coalition forces against enemy rocket fire. A team of young engineers accompanied the detachment to ensure that the radar was in good working condition. When they were asked to extend the deployment of the radar from 9 months to 15 months, the engineers sought advice from the experts. And the radar manufacturers and other armies said that this was mission impossible. The radar could not function that long under the extreme weather conditions in Afghanistan. But our engineers made it possible. They improvised and they came up with their own technical solutions. And this was done not in civilian comfort at home, but on the battlefield of Afghanistan. Our boys kept the radar going for the entire 15-month stretch, enabling the crew to detect all incoming enemy rockets and save lives. Such ground-up innovations are happening everywhere, not just in the SAF, but also among business and non-profit groups. We see people taking pride in their jobs, striving to excel, and then seeking to outdo themselves by continuously looking for ways to add further value. That's the spirit that has made Singapore what it is today, a small country that has achieved great things. The demands of the future will be great and different from the past. But if we put our hearts and minds together to find imaginative solutions, if we all pull together and stick together, then we will surely overcome every new challenge. Mr. Speaker, sir, the imperative for teamwork in building our future is great. The government will do its part to facilitate and lead in terms of the broad directions, but it has no monopoly of knowledge or ideas. To understand and tackle our challenges fully and vigorously, we need to draw on the expertise and the resources of all our people. This means that the government should pull back from being all things to all citizens and give Singaporeans the opportunity and space to organize themselves and develop their own solutions. Active citizenry is a key ingredient of any functioning democracy. Each of us must be a participant in building the Singapore we want. We must keep abreast of new developments and educate ourselves on the major issues of the day. The internet and social media gives us unprecedented access to information, but the internet can also be an echo chamber that amplifies inflammatory opinions, half-truths, and untruths. We must therefore be responsible in both putting forward views as well as accepting them. We must also actively seek out viewpoints that challenge our own assumptions and beliefs so that we can begin to understand where the people who disagree with us are coming from. This will allow us to debate issues honestly and robustly without becoming polarized as a nation. It will ultimately enable us to build a stronger consensus on what is best for Singapore. Besides engaging in policy, there are many other ways of shaping the character and life of our society. Talking to young Singaporeans over these past few months, I have been very encouraged by the commitment and passion that they show to serve in different causes. I've seen young people serving in grassroots organizations. I've seen our youth setting up social enterprises to give back to the community, like Mr. Sean Low, who founded a nationwide online peer support network called Audible Hearts for youth in distress. I've met students caring for the aged, the sick, the handicapped, and the less fortunate. And I hope even more Singaporeans, young and old, will step forward to serve and make things better in our community. Service makes our lives richer. I know it has made mine more fulfilling and meaningful. Through service, we not only discover more about ourselves, but also about the meaning of community and the meaning of citizenship. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have spoken about the anxieties and concerns of Singaporeans, but I hope I have also given sufficient reasons for us to be confident and optimistic about our future. Sometimes we hear talk about a gap between the government and the people. But the government is elected by the people, for the people. We are all in this together, even if we may sometimes disagree. We must bridge our differences and reach across divides. And as we connect the dots of our shared existence, we can all look forward to the promise of a stronger, more cohesive nation. On that note, Mr. Speaker, sir, I support the motion.